friends, my name is Sherry Ramirez, and I'm a second grade teacher in Lakeside, Arizona. Today I want to talk to you about the two most important things that I do at the beginning of a second grade year. The first one is the class yes. This is by far the most game-changing attention getter I've ever seen in my 15 years of teaching. Here's how we start. I tell the boys and girls, when I say class, you say yes. Class.
Yes!
Then we add a little creativity. So I tell the boys and girls, however I say class, you say yes. If I say class, class, you say
yes, yes!
If I say howdy doody class, you say
howdy doody, yes!
If I say class, yes! Once we get the class yes part, perfect, we add on. So we teach the boys and girls, when you say yes, your eyes are on the teacher and your hands glued together. Let's try it. Class.
Yes!
Hands stayed glued together. Eyes stay on the teacher so that I can make all the important points I need to make and teach all the important things I need to teach. Let's try it again. Class.
Yes!
All right, so we say, stop what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing.
Eyes on the teacher.
Eyes on the teacher.
Hands glued together.
Hands glued together.
Class.
Yes!
When the class does something fantastic like they just did, I put a smile on the scoreboard.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
If they weren't fast enough, they get a frown on the scoreboard. The next thing that I really emphasize at the beginning of the school year are manners. Manners are so important. So if I ask a student to do something, I ask them like this. Take your pencil out, please.
Okay.
Oh, you're too fast. Let me finish. If I say please, they respond with okay. So let's try it. Take your pencil out, please.
Okay.
Then I respond with thank you.
You're welcome.
Give me a chance. I respond with thank you, and they say
You're welcome.
let's try it a few times. Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If they're using their manners all day.
Oh yeah.
Not fast enough. So those two callbacks are the two most important things I do at the beginning of every school year. The class yes and the please okay. Let's show them one more time. Eyes on me. Class.
Yes!
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, second grade leaders.
Second grade, yes!
Bottoms up. Clean up, please. Please you pick up all your trash on the table or on the floor and you face the trash can, and we will dismiss you when we see all trash picked up.
Class.
Yes!
The other thing that we learned on day one of school was mirror words. Whenever I mirror words, the students mirror the words as well. They copy and do everything I'm doing. Mirror words.
Mirror words!
We copy our teacher.
We copy our teacher!
And do all the same gestures.
And do all the same gestures.
Mirrors off.
Mirrors off.
When mirrors go off, that means they don't copy the teacher anymore. They just are good students listening to the teacher, waiting for her to say mirror words again so they can copy her. Mirror words.
Mirror words!
Everyone's doing gestures.
Everyone's doing gestures.
Just like Mrs. Knight.
Just like Mrs. Knight.
We do what she does.
We do what she does.
We say what she says.
We say what she says.
Mirrors off.
Mirrors off.
Third graders, they do gestures so good. First day of school, they're good at mirroring words. First day of school, we're good at class yes. Second day of school, we start learning how to do teach okay. When I say teach, students turn to their partners and they find a partner and start teaching their partner. After they mirror the words, they teach their partner about what we just mirrored about. Mirror words.
Mirror words.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Follow directions quickly.
Follow directions quickly.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Follow directions quickly.
Follow directions quickly.
Following directions quickly
Following directions quickly
means going fast.
means going fast.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Follow directions quickly.
Follow directions quickly.
Mirrors off.
Mirrors off.
Teach.
Okay. Rule number 1.
Did you notice how they turned and talked to their neighbor? Their knees were smiling at each other. Give me a mighty oh yeah.
What we decided to do, the very first day of school, 9 o'clock in the morning, the whole school went to the gymnasium. So we have around a little over 200 kids here from kindergarten through 5th. We placed all the kids on the floor. All of the teachers stood behind me as I presented just a brief summary of what whole brain teaching was, why it was important, and how it was going to transform our school this year. I told the kids about the rules. I modeled, the teachers demonstrated, and our superintendent came over. He joined the kids on the floor, and within 30 minutes, the kids had a brief summary of what class was, how to do class, mirror words, what it would look like in their classroom, and the teach okay part. Amazing how quick they picked up on it. You saw the kids smiling throughout it. They were actively engaged, more than what we had ever saw before here in Lilburn. So, amazing.
Okay, let me see 3 fingers. Ready? Mirror words. 3 things I need to do. Squat. I'm quiet. I'm still. Okay, big fingers. Ready? Big gestures. I squat. I'm quiet. I'm still. I squat. I'm quiet. I'm still. Okay, everybody up? I like that. Bottoms up, up, up. Good job. Okay, you're going to teach a neighbor 3 things, right? Big gestures on your fingers, and then do it. You ready? Here we go. Teach. Oh, Gators.
Josh, I have to say that was pretty good.
I want to tell you about a little beloved rascal I have in the classroom. The rules have transformed his behavior in the classroom. One of the rules that he constantly blurts out is Rule 2, raise your hand for permission to speak. So one day it was just an off day in the classroom, and the kids were talking, things like that. Well, my little beloved rascal hadn't quite gotten the hang of he's not supposed to blurt out, but right in the middle of class, he yells, "You all are going to get in trouble because you're not following rule number 2, raise your hand for permission to speak." So it has already made an impact on him just with that rule alone. Our whole school is using these 5 rules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the diamond rule. So every child, whether you're in pre-K or kindergarten, a teacher can say, okay, rule number 2, every kid in the school knows it. It is amazing how it's working here.
One of the centerpieces in your whole brain teaching classroom is the scoreboard. This is your class motivator. This is your class game that you're playing all the time. Think of it like a video game for your classroom. So all it is, it's so simple. I've explained it to people over the years and they look at me like, are you kidding me? It's that easy? Like, how does that work? I am telling you, this works. This motivates these students. They get instant feedback and they know what they need to work on, they know what they need to fix, and they know what they're doing right. And that's why I love the scoreboard so much. All the scoreboard is a tally mark. You're recognizing excellence in the classroom. When the students are using big gestures, their eyes are on you when you say class and they say yes. When they are on task and doing the right thing, they get a tally mark on the smiley face side. They get to have a 1-second party. It goes like this, oh yeah, and they move on. They know right away that they're doing the right thing. They're being rewarded for excellence. We are not doing treasure chests. We're not doing oriental trading, little doodads, motivating students with material things. We are rewarding students for excellence. So if a student is off task or not on point or not meeting your expectations, they might get a tally mark on the sad face side. If they do, they have to give a mighty groan as a class. I appreciate this so much because I'm not wasting time redirecting individual behavior. I just let everybody know, hey, some people are not doing what they need to be doing. Everybody groans. I have my whole class behind me. Everybody's reminded of what they need to be doing in the class. So that's why I love the scoreboard so much. So when you're starting whole brain teaching in your classroom, use the scoreboard. I mean, when they give you a great class yes and all eyes are on you and their hands are folded, reward them with a, oh yeah. And if they don't move fast enough, give them a mighty groan. Ping pong your points back and forth. That uncertain reward is what motivates them so much. So as you're teaching mirrors or teach okay or reviewing your classroom rules, looking for those big gestures, use the scoreboard. This is your class motivator. And so there are multiple, infinite levels of the scoreboard that you can use in your classroom. Start basic, start small. One way to use your scoreboard at the beginning of the year is to tell your students, the first time you introduce the scoreboard, you might say something like, hey guys, if I teach 3rd grade, so I would say, hey guys, if we win the scoreboard today, we're acting like 5th graders. And if we lose the scoreboard today, we're acting like 1st graders. This motivates them all day long. They want to go home saying, oh my gosh, we were like 5th graders today. It's easy motivation. Like I said at the beginning, this is so easy but powerful in your classroom. I hope that as you start your year, or if you're new to whole brain teaching, that you can utilize this and see the power that it can have in your classroom.
For starting whole brain teaching. Number 1 would be to start small. Whole brain teaching has a ton of components and they're all fantastic, and I know you just want to jump all in, but it's much easier if you pick one component and focus on it and master it before moving on and adding other components. You don't want to overwhelm yourself or your students. Number 2 would be to have invincible grit. As awesome as whole brain teaching is, it is hard to try new teaching methods and to get used to it. And sometimes you get caught up in pacing, or you revert back to your old ways, or sometimes you just forget, and that's okay. You are still cool. Just keep reflecting on what you're doing that's working, what you're doing that's not working, what you can do to do better at it, and keep trying. Eventually it will flow and your kids will get used to it, you will get used to it, and you will see the awesomeness that is whole brain teaching. Number 3 is to have fun. Don't be afraid to go outside of your comfort zone and use silly voices and extreme gestures. The kids love it and they feed off of it. The more fun you are having, the more fun they are having, and the more it works.